Hello everyone, PG or Team America here, and welcome to my official Duels hero tier list. So, without further ado, here's the list. At number 1, we got Rattlegore, and on tier 2, we have Priest and Shaman. Tier 3, or tier B, I guess, Omu and Infiltrator Lillian, and then we have on tier 4 Professor Slate and Paladin. I can't say all the heroes. And then tier 5 we've got Mage, Demon Hunter, and Warlock. So I thought that I would go through a little bit of each class and give people some help on like an idea of where to start when building your decks with each class. So, with Rattlegore, you are always going bruising, but there's two separate strategies. Well, there's actually a few couple. There's like there's two main strategies that you can do. You can do a Battle Cry deck in which you'll be using Scrap Metal Demolitionist, or you could do a Rush Menagerie package, which is also good. With that, I prefer using Brewster the Brutal. You can also use Auto Armaments if you want. If you use Brewster the Brutal, you need to make sure you have Ringmaster Watley in it. But yeah, those are the basic warrior strategies. Um, Also, having two strategies is Priest. I think Priest is actually clearly the second best class. The reason that Shaman is on the same tier as it is because it's much easier to play. But so the first strategy that you use with Priest is Mind Tether and Shadow Word Void combo, and you have a ton of cheap spells in your deck, and you just try to machine gun them down. And you also, I'm not as big a fan of that strategy because it relies so heavily on hitting Fire Shaper as your first passive. The other strategy is using Shadowmend and Joris, and you typically have a decent amount of battle cries and also removal. It's mostly a control deck with removal tools like Zarella, and then you also have Joris combined with I don't know what it's actually called, but the 3 mana, 4 damage lifesteal pinging spell, where if you cast those together, you can get a full board of Joris. So I have a ton of videos of me playing it. Just look at Joris Priest. I think it's clearly the second best deck, and it's currently the only control deck that you can win with any consistency in duels. And then you move over to Shaman, which there are two decks, but they're basically the same. You run Ferocious Flurry, and you can run Tempest Fury, but you typically just run Payload Totem Specialist, and you just fill your deck with either a bunch of elementals or you fill it with a bunch of Murlocs. Murlocs, I think, is significantly better, but if you want some variety, you can also put in elementals instead, and it's all right. But yeah, it's very straightforward to play. If you're new to duels, I probably recommend running. Shaman might actually be your best class if you're new to duels. It's that straightforward. It's just playing tempo, and you try to hit all together now, so your cards are just cheaper, and you're getting a ton of value for them constantly. So, really strong class. Coming up next is Forest Warden Omu. I actually kind of accidentally discovered what I actually think is the best deck currently for this class, and it's a token taunt hybrid deck where you run Harvest Time and Warden's Insight, and you definitely run Greybow, and you basically try to get a Death Rattle Treasure or the second passive where the taunts are cheaper, and you just build a wall of Greybows and they can never get past it unless they have Wand of Disintegration. And then if they play Wand of Disintegration, you just play N'Zoth the next turn and resummon all of the Greybows. So it's a lot of fun. I'm sure my opponents are not having fun, but if you have access to the cards, I recommend trying it out. I also personally have fun with Spell Druid. I don't think this is quite the meta for it. Like, you would run Nature Gifts and Warden's Insight. I have videos on it. I don't think this is the meta for it. And definitely, I would not trust anybody that posts a deck using Invigorating Bloom. Not at the moment. So, moving on. Lillian is really solid as well. I may just have been lucky, but the best hero power for her is it's a much more tempo meta, so it's always Roguish Maneuvers, and the Green Tortollan Shell is actually really strong. And you're basically just building a Battlecry deck with her as well. If you want to play Quest Rogue, which I think is too slow right now, but you can sometimes have some success with it. You would run Connections and Ace in the Hole. And I think those are the only archetypes that are really viable right now for Rogue. Hunter, Hunter is just all Death Rattle Hunter right now. The Battlecry meta has really pushed out a lot of the other fringe strategies. And it's not in a great spot. That's why it's in tier 4 right now. So it's just slower than the Battlecry decks. I have seen some people come out with like a Battlecry Death Rattle deck that I haven't played yet. So that might actually be good. I just don't have the information right now on it. I haven't seen it or played it. But you just always run Death Games and Death Strider. And for passives, you're looking... Typically, the only passives that this deck has success with is Crystal Gem and Emerald Goggles. It's pretty funny how consistently those are the two treasures that they get. But yeah, like Survival Training is... Like, you need something on board to get value, and the Secrets is just... Can't keep up with the Battlecry decks, and... You see so many of them at high wins that you just have to go with this pair. Terralion, I don't know how people get high wins with him, but you can definitely consistently get a few wins with him. Because Royal Greatsword is just insane. You draw Royal... Like... A 6/3 weapon for 5 mana is just by itself one of the strongest cards the first 3 games of the run. And it also summons a legendary from your deck. You recruit a legendary after you attack with it. And you can run from Golden Light. And the ideal situation is you get both Divine Shield passives. That does not happen very often. And not only do you need to get both Divine Shield passives, but you need to get both Divine Shield passives and get offered Divine Shield minions, which is so difficult to have. That's basically 3 things you need to be lucky with. And it's so hard to get all 3. So that's why it's down here at tier 4. But like I said, you can pick up wins early with it. I think the Humble Blessing decks are too slow right now. Especially with Humble Blessings at 4 mana. So yeah, I think the only strategy is Royal Greatsword for now. Mazaki Mage. So the only deck I think that has, you could maybe play Battlecry Mage, but I think it's just outclassed by the other Battlecry classes right now. So I think you have to play Quest Mage, which is an incredibly hard deck. It's slow and it's outclassed by these Battlecry altogether decks. You have, and like you can get smoked down by the Ping Priest. So it's tough to win playing perfectly, and it's tough to play perfectly. But you're running Wormbolt and Embercaster, and you're trying to take 5 turns in a row. I have some videos with it, and it's the only strategy I think is viable right now. It's really tough right now for Mage. One sec. I ran out of space. Not ready. So, Demon Hunter. Yeah, I've tried everything. Although I think the only way you can play right now is Token Demon Hunter, and it's just not that good. But I would play Token Demon Hunter and Gift of the Legion right now to have any success. I've played around with Summoning Ritual. It's it's too slow right now. It was actually like not the worst thing in the world last meta, but right now you just have to play tokens, and I put in every token card that there is. Um, like there's a bucket called Fearless, and I just put in cards from that bucket basically, and then also Parade Leader, and that's it. It's yeah, but the deck just doesn't work out very well right now, and a lot of people don't like playing it, so I've stayed away from it recently. But it can maybe be okay. You hit Sparking and Goggles or something, and you can have some success. So one sec, let's get over here to Warlock, and so Warlock, I think that the Dark Arts is just too slow right now. So the only strategy that's really viable is I probably actually put this too low because Social Studies Demonizer can be okay, but you have to hit the passives or you're going to get knocked out really quickly. And I haven't hit the passives when I played Warlock, so it should actually at least probably be up one maybe, but it's been so bad for me. I'll just leave it here. um, because yeah, Dark Arts Killmox I don't think is viable. So I think it's always Demonizer Social Studies now. Just put in a soul package, you put in Battlecry cards, and that's your deck. So that's my tier list and quick discussion on each of the heroes. If this is something new I'm doing, so let me know what you think about it, and make sure you join a Discord if you want to find other people to talk about all this stuff with, and check me out every day on twitch.tv/TeamAmerica. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.